Hello world! Oh my gosh, this is Barbie Lee. This is the best breakfast ever. And this is my chocolate mint isoline shake. That's why look at me getting it all to the last drop. And you know, I don't miss a thing. Even when I take this downstairs after I do my breakfast and I go down to the kitchen to wash it out, I scoop it out with this with a spatula to make sure I get every last drop. Make sure that you're following when I do my videos. All right, so when you jump in, make sure you hit follow her so that you know when our next video comes up. Typically, I do them Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Typically, and sometimes on a Saturday, but typically Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But sometimes the schedule changes because sometimes something just pops up that I got to get in here. So we are working through the 150th healthiest foods on earth. And what we're talking about today are, I love this word, garbanzo beans. It's so funny. Taylor Ray said that's her favorite word right now. So we're doing garbanzo beans, which are chickpeas. Dun, dun, dun. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So I love what it says. It says that chickpeas are beans with a complexion problem. Because if you look closely at them, they look like they have little chicky faces, right? Little beaks and stuff, right? So look at them. See, like this one. See that one right there? See how it kind of looks like the side of a chickie, right? That's why they're called chickpeas. So that's why they got the name. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, so chickpeas are part of the legume or pulse family, which also includes the beans, lentils, and peas. So we know that legumes can reduce heart disease, right? So there was a large study done in the United States of 10,000 men and women, and those who ate pulses, right? So part of chickpeas are part of that, for 4 or more times a week had a 22% lower risk. 22% lower risk of coronary heart disease. So eat more pulses, right? These legumes, pulses, lentils, beans, peas, stuff like that. Okay. Now we're going to talk about fiber. Garbanzo beans. I just like saying, just say it. Just repeat after me. Hello, good morning. Just say garbanzo beans, right? So garbanzo beans have 12.5 grams of fiber per cup. Like that's a lot of fiber. Remember how the average American only gets 11 grams in a day, right? The average person, North American, only gets 11. 1 cup of chickpeas gives you 12.5 grams. So you're already like, boom, blowing it out of the water, right? Okay, lentils actually gives you 16 grams, just FYI. Okay, so I love this. It says the results of the European prospective investigation into cancer and nutrition, they called it the EPIC study, showed that Europeans who ate the most fiber had a 40% lower colon cancer risk. Like, fiber is important. And when there's 12.5 grams in a cup of chickpeas, here's what we do with chickpeas. We leave them in the fridge, right? We cook them, we leave them in the fridge, and then we throw them into stuff, salads, stir fries. Sometimes we roast them and just eat them as a snack. There's a great little recipe in here, and I'll read it to you at the end. But they're a great way just to add some fiber to your diet, right? Throw in a few chickpeas. When you're making a stir fry, just throw in some chickpeas, right? Some people go, I don't like the texture. I'm sorry, you probably won't like the texture or the feeling of coronary heart disease either because you don't get enough fiber. So what I say, suck it up, buttercup. Just saying. All right, so it says fiber, particularly soluble fiber, can lower blood cholesterol levels and slow the absorption of sugar. So people with a high fiber diet reduce the risk of diabetes, or any sort of other, blood sugar challenges, right? They require more chewing time, right? Because typically fiber is chewing, right? So it slows down the eating because people just normally go and they hit my head on my wall, and they go and they just suck it all into their face, right? Because they're like so hungry because they're starving because they haven't eaten properly. Oh, slow down. Enjoy your food, right? Enjoy your food. So it also says chickpeas have calcium, magnesium in a great ratio of 1:1. It also contains folate and heart-healthy potassium at 477 milligrams per cup. Like, that's a lot, right? That's really good. And it also has antioxidant of selenium. And then it says all this plus the vegetable equivalent of 2 ounces of protein. So you're getting protein, fiber, folate, calcium, magnesium. Like, eat a cup of chickpeas for crying out loud. Oh, you can roast them, right? Lightly roast them. So whenever she says, simmer them, and this is what I'm going to do today actually because it sounds delicious. Simmer them until they're tender, right? Now you can buy a can of chickpeas, but just careful how much sodium comes in a can of chickpeas, right? You can just go buy dry chickpeas and just soak them in water on very low heat for like 5 or 6 hours. If you have a pressure cooker, that's even better. And then just cook your own chickpeas. It's so dirt cheap. Chickpeas are so inexpensive. Anyway, so it says, so simmer them till they're tender with some garlic and toasted cumin seeds. And then it says, get ready to enjoy one of the creamiest, tastiest beans on the planet. And you can roast them for a snack. And that's one of our favorite ways of doing them, is roasting them. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to live healthy, if you want to reduce your risk of coronary cancer, coronary heart disease, if you want to reduce your risk of cancers and high blood pressure and diabetes, just eat more pulses and legumes and put garbanzo beans as part of that. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my breakfast, slowly enjoy the protein, the fats, the carbs that are in this complete breakfast, and have an amazing day. Thanks for jumping in.